Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to A-Train Gaming, and today's video what I have for you is some Vesper gameplay, and the reason behind it is because the Vesper is one of the biggest changes in this new Black Ops 3 update that came out yesterday for the PS4, and is now available on Xbox One as well as of, I think, like 30 minutes ago, is when I did the download right before I got this gameplay. And I'm just going to kind of talk about some of the biggest changes, some of the stuff you guys might know about already, some of the stuff you might not know about. If you don't follow, there's a Twitter named Charlie Intel that they release a lot of great stuff come around Call of Duty updates. Go follow them on Twitter. It's very good, very helpful for a lot of the information I like to get for these type of videos. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is this Vesper. Now the Vesper was really good when the game started. It's been through a lot of nerfs, a lot of buffs, like back and forth, and now it's pretty much as good as it is ever. Maybe not like at its peak, it might have still had better range, but now this thing it shreds again. There's almost no point using the VMP anymore. Like, the one thing I'll say about the Vesper is I do think it needed a buff, because I think it should be like what the Black Ops 2 Scorpion was, and I felt like it was pretty useless mostly, like, all the times. And I wanted it to be useful in those really close-range engagements like the Black Ops 2 Scorpion was, and then have it struggle from other ranges. It seems like they can't kind of get to that area. They're either making it way too good or useless, and it seems to make it way too good again. A couple other things that have been just announced that I saw today is there's some new black market stuff, specifically some weapons. I believe of the weapons, there's a new sniper that people are comparing to the DSR from Black Ops 2. There's a Peacekeeper, that is, I think it was the first DLC Black Ops 2 weapon. Then there was a light machine gun that has unlimited ammo, but I believe it like overheats at some point. Then there's some melee weapons, nunchucks, and something that looks like an electric taser or something. I'm not quite sure what that is. Then there's all kinds of new gestures and taunts. Now the gestures, the things that like your guy says or your girl says in the winner circle when you get first place, those new ones are actually pretty cool. They involve a lot of your weapons. So for example, like, your war machine girl might shoot her war machines in the air before saying something, or your gravity spike overdrive ruin guy throws his gravity spikes down and then like says something. Those ones are actually really cool, and I really like how they did it. They went for more of an intimidation type thing to show off their like what their character is and like using their weapons, and they don't make it like really cringy. Like, new gestures are some of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. The ones that I've seen on like released online are just awful. I've opened up one rare supply drop since all this stuff has come out, and I got one where my guy's like thrusting and like hitting his hands against his groin. Like, that's so stupid. The last thing I want is kids who suck at Call of Duty to be, you know, taunting you with shit like that and using their groins. I'm not even over dabbing yet, guys. The dabbing and the hotline bling, that shit sucks. Gestures are the worst thing to happen in Call of Duty. I fucking hate it. But other than that, like, I think the biggest difference is there's like the Kuda took the biggest hit in terms of like all weapon nerfs. I think the Kuda is not as viable as it once was. The VMP was also nerfed. I believe the VMP's like recoil was made a little bit worse, but I honestly don't see that much of a difference. Oh, I actually haven't used it myself, but that's just what everyone else is saying. It's mostly the Vesper, how good it is. The last thing is the Man of War also got a little bit of a nerf. People were like confused about the wording, whether it was buffed or whether it was nerfed, and people were freaking out that, why would you buff this gun? I don't think this gun needed a nerf, and that's probably not as what most people probably wanted it nerfed. I think it was fine. I think where it was really close to the M8. Maybe not better, maybe better, I'm not sure. It's kind of an opinion, like personal preference at that point, but now it's still, like, similar. Like, again, I haven't used it myself, but everyone else is saying it's pretty good. So at least I didn't ruin the gun totally, because that's the best part about this game, excuse me, is that the versatility of guns. There's a lot you can use and a lot to compete, especially in the competitive. I'm tired of seeing, like, one AR, one sub all the time. Pubs, it seems like you always get people that are going to mix it up with guns. But if you guys don't know, updates, how, like, buffs and nerfs work, is Treyarch has, like, certain goals they set out for like each gun and how they want them to perform, and then they gather the numbers of how like they've been used in all pubs and the stats and everything, and if they're underperforming or overperforming, they're gonna make a change. That's how it is. So people are like, oh, why would you nerf the VMP? Everyone loves it. It's not even overpowered. Well, it's probably because it was substantially like over the goal that they set for it, so it was doing a little bit too well. Like, they didn't make a drastic change. The Vesper is the one gun that made a really drastic change. Other than that, a couple other black market things that seem to be coming out are like new body gear. Not sure if any weapon camos yet, which I was kind of looking forward to. And other than that, it's really just, it's a big, I think it's like a 2.4 gigabyte. And a lot of pros are upset, like talking about how this is a week of like close to an event, and now the Vesper's like the main gun again. But when you make these certain patches, it's not for competitive. It's for like the larger population, the millions that play pubs, as opposed to like the 1% that play competitive. Those are just numbers off the top of my head. I'm really not sure. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the new update. I'm sorry if I missed anything. I didn't want to go over every single little detail. I'm sure there's something I've left out. But let me know what you're most excited for and what scares you the most about this update. I'm most excited for, you know, new black market stuff is always good, although I'm not a big fan of specialist weapons being in supply drops because I'm probably never going to get any of them until the end of the game, or if at all. But I'm really, like, I really hate that the Vesper is the main sub again. This thing absolutely melts people, and I'm going to get destroyed in online game battles. I already know. But please leave a like if you enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.